into a family and we'll say, you know, okay, so what do you need? Oh yeah, you need beds, obviously, you need a table, you need, you know, basics. And then we'll say to the mom, what do you need? Oh, I don't need anything. Do you have a coat? No, but I'm okay, I'm okay. No, we'd like to get you something. What do you need? I've always wanted a frying pan. Like, they don't even know what would be reasonable to ask for. And that's a big piece of it too, that I'm trying to do in my work, is to help women feel worthy. Help these families feel worthy. No, you're not a piece of dirt. You're worthy of, you know, when people say to me, thank you so much for seeing my child, thank you, thank you. I'm like, no, it's my job to see your child. And it's your social worker's job to help you. Like, you're worthy of these services. We wouldn't have paychecks if it weren't for you. So, but they don't know. Like, people, and I think some people have this image of like the demanding poor family. Those people are few and far between. They are rare. But I think they're so far away from having felt worthy and of having had the kinds of things that they don't even know that they deserve them or that their children do. I did a kindergarten screen at one of the inner city schools this year in September. We were sitting in the school library and she had her 2.5-year-old in her stroller and all the books were at the child's eye level. And she's looking at the child, or the little girl that kept trying to take the books off the shelf. I'm talking to the mother. And she kept saying, don't touch the books, don't touch the books, leave the books where they are, don't touch, don't touch. And I said to her, I said, have you ever been in a library before? And she said, no. And I said, I know it looks like a storage facility, but actually those books are meant to come off the shelves. She can take that book off the shelf, that's what it's there for. She didn't know that. I said, did you know that public libraries are free? She didn't know that. She had no idea how one would go about getting a library card. And if you think about it, this was a young First Nations woman. What reception would she get when she walks in to a store or a recreation center or a library? What reception would she get compared to the reception that you might get? It could be different. They've experienced that before and it's intimidating. Why did you know that public libraries were free when you were having your kids? Because your mom had taken you to a public library, I'm assuming. You'd had a library card since you were 5 years old. Think if you grew up in multiple care situations and nobody ever did that for you. How would you know that? We don't teach a course on that in school. How would you know to take your child to the park and play games with them at the park if nobody had ever done that for you? So these are some of the other kinds of barriers that people face if they don't have that family support, an older sister, a next door neighbor. If they don't have those connections, who teaches them? And then society often starts to make the false assumption that people are not doing those great kinds of things for their child because they don't want to, or they can't be bothered, or even that they're too lazy. And that's not been my experience at all.